Hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody, and happy St. Patty's Day. It is an amazing day, and welcome to the weekly Lunch and Learn. Today, I'm talking about mindset, and I think this is something that if you're in this group or if you're hearing this, then you are in the right place because mindset is something that's so important and so key these days, especially given the times. People are so much more connected than ever before, and yet more isolated than ever before. And there are so many resources out there, too many, in fact, and people really don't know where to go or what to do about it. So let me know where you're coming in from, if you're tuning in by replay, and type in replay in the chat. If this is your first time here, type in first time in the chat. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Larissa McCook, and I'm an author, speaker, and CEO of Larissa McCook Coaching. And I literally help people unlock their magic and become what they're capable of being by releasing where they're stuck and taking action on it. And today, like I said, we're talking about mindset. And I've been in this world for a really long time. At first by default and then by design. I fell into this world because I think, like most of us, I was searching for something. I was searching for this sense of feeling good. I wanted to feel better about myself in terms of even just having a simple conversation with someone. I didn't feel good about that. And so I went out of my way in order to explore that, in order to do that. And it led and it spiraled down a really huge path where I've studied with people all over the world, and I've taken part in intimate experiences. I've taken part in big, huge events. I've taken part in masterminds. I've read hundreds of books. I've listened to thousands of hours of audios. I have taken part in so many different facets of this mindset or even personal growth world. And some have been more structured, some have been more spiritual, but I think ultimately it's all about raising your awareness. When you enter the world of mindset, it's all about raising your awareness. And I was talking with one of my mentors probably a few months ago, and we were really talking about the world of personal growth and development and what is going on with it, right? So there are so many different schools of thought. Ultimately, most of them say the same thing. And so many millions and billions of people study this stuff every single day, each and every day. And some achieve a certain level of success while many do not. And they just keep searching. And we were talking about what the real missing piece is. Like, what is that missing piece between the thing that makes those people and that drives those people to success and holds them to that level of success, and what does not en masse. And I think ultimately you do need the drive and the motivation within yourself. You need the drive and the motivation within yourself. But the one critical thing in the mindset world that really is missing is a sense of accountability. Now, seems simple, but there's a lot more to it. So let me explain. I am going to just tell you a story. I'd like to share a story about my journey in personal growth and development. Okay, there's two sides of the coin. The first one is when I started working in the financial services industry. So in the financial services industry, we had a fantastic branch manager, and she really encouraged us to learn new things, to develop ourselves and build our skills and our mindset so that we could do a better job of serving our clients. Because confidence is a huge thing in the world of personal finance, and really how you show up is so key and so critical. So we did a lot of training, we did a lot of reporting, we did a lot of work, and we were held very accountable. And we still did the work, but accountability for our success was number one. It was all about numbers. It was like, if you don't do this, what is wrong with you? Okay, so aspire to more. And if you're not on track, something is missing. And so there was this scarcity mentality behind it. And there was always a sense of intimidation and not feeling good enough with what we were doing. And I liked the push. I liked the drive. It moved me forward. And that type of accountability was good because I learned something. And there was also something missing in that. Now, flash forward a few years, and my husband and we decided to take part in all of the Tony Robbins seminars. And we did way too many seminars in way too short of a period of time. And we learned so much. It was literally like drinking from a fire hose for a couple of years. And so we would go to these seminars and we would learn things, and mascara issue. We would learn things and we would transform our lives, and we would really feel spectacular leaving these events. And so we'd go, we'd learn, we'd jump up and down, we'd get into peak state, and then we would leave feeling awesome. And then we go back to our lives and make a few improvements, and that was it. And we'd have these books and this wealth of knowledge that we weren't really applying to its fullest. And so that was a real great example of getting into state and having that mindset and that mind shift and that feeling of being unstoppable in the moment, and then coming home and not having any support. So there was a lack of accountability with that system and that model. And it was great because one of the things that does help a lot of people is getting coaching after the fact so you can help implement. But even within the coaching, I did hire coaches. I hired many coaches. I had 3 coaches from that particular organization and many, many more since. And one of the things I noticed with coaching is a lot of times there's a sense of hand-holding. And it's almost, and Bob Proctor, he actually calls like certain types of coaching babysitting. Like you have to hold people's hands and move them forward, otherwise they don't do anything. And that coaching, I remember many coaches, I probably about 3 or 4 separate coaches that I've worked with over the time that I've had coaches, one-on-one coaches. They'd be like, wow, you're one of the only clients that actually submits the homework early and on time and does their full homework. And they never pushed me further than I wanted to push myself. And so that sense of accountability I found was really, really, if it was present, it wasn't as effective as it could have been. And when it wasn't present, or when it was sort of present, it really didn't stretch me to be my absolute best self. Because I got into this body of work, I got into the world of mindset and personal growth because, I'm blurry. I'm sorry, the reception may not be spectacular, so I'm crossing my fingers that it will improve. But I got into this world of personal growth and development in order to live a beautiful life, in order to feel spectacular, in order to be as spectacular as I possibly could. And I wanted to be pushed. I wanted to be stretched beyond my limits in an authentic and organic way. I didn't want to feel bad about things I wasn't doing. And I also wanted to feel really successful along the way. And so I think when it comes to this idea of accountability in the mindset world, the thing that really is missing with accountability is that effective accountability, where you are pulled forward instead of clawed back. Pulled forward instead of clawed back. You're really recognized for what you are doing, and you're stretched beyond your limits. Now, one of the things I've done probably for about 25 years now, many, many years, is I've taught dance. I am a dancer. I love dance. I have worked with kids as young as 2 years old, and I've worked with adults in their 60s and 70s. And I love movement. I love dance. And I love working with people that know what they're doing and have a great background and have technique and get everything I say when I speak in an advanced level. And I also love working with new people that are jumping in and literally have no idea where to start. And one of the things I've always been exceptional at doing is really helping people see the potential in themselves beyond what they realize they're capable of. They come because they want to learn something, they want to do something, but I've been able to put brand new dancers on stage within 4 to 6 weeks, which is really, truly incredible because that's a hugely empowering experience. You might be successful in one area of your life. You might be successful in school or in business or with your family. But then when you do something completely different, like dance, if you've never danced before, maybe you're a musician, but you've never used your body. And then you are able to successfully demonstrate that activity in front of other people. that just builds this incredible sense of confidence that you can do anything. Now, at that time, people may or may not recognize it, but I would always be so inspired by the students that chose to step in and step up. And regardless of what they thought they weren't doing well, I always saw them with the highest success in mind. And I always saw the potential in them. I saw so much more potential in them than they saw in themselves, especially at the beginning. And sometimes we need that. We need that. We need to really step back and recognize the potential that does exist within us so we could let it shine, we could let it out. And then when you have someone help you stretch yourself, help move you forward, and help hold you accountable to your highest potential standards, you will feel on top of the world. You will realize that you're not just capable of doing that one thing, you're capable of doing anything that is possible for you. Anything that you decide to do, you can do, and you can do successfully. If you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to set your limitations aside. And often when it comes to limitations, we say, yeah, I want to, but. Yeah, I want to, but. Yeah, I want to, but. That's a linguistic thing to say, I am pretending I want this and I'm going to negate everything I just said. And as soon as we add that but into the fact, we are negating it. And that's not necessary. So when I'm really looking at this idea of accountability in the mindset world, I'm looking at accountability from a sense of seeing potential in you more than you see in yourself. I'm looking at accountability in the sense of holding you to your best standards. And yes, numbers and facts and tracking is important, and so is spirit. So this is another side of this accountability thing that I'm explaining. So two things I want to look at or think about. We've got masculine and feminine energy. And if you think about traditional accountability in a corporate or in a sales world, you've got numbers, you've got facts, you've got figures, you've got holding you to accountable and to your highest standards. And that's in a very masculine way. You're pushing, you're driven, you're moving forward, and it's all about achieving success. And that is a really, really good thing. Masculine energy is important. You build skills, you build the neurology required in order to move forward. Now, we talk a lot about energy. When it comes to mindset and mindfulness, it literally is about being fully present in the moment. And when you tune into that feminine energy and that real presence in this particular moment, that's when you can get so emotionally involved in something that you could literally skyrocket yourself to the next level. You can tune into this feeling of something that you've never experienced before. You can borrow feelings from your past. You can move feelings into the future. You can literally have breakthroughs in a moment because a breakthrough happens in an instant. And that is a very spiritual and a very emotional thing. So we want to balance that feminine energy with the masculine energy. Okay? So feminine energy is that emotional involvement. It is that spirit. It is you being in the moment. It is you doing your best regardless of the outcome. It is you showing up with a great attitude. It is you showing up in spirit. It is you just like washing your hands of anything that doesn't need to be there in this moment. That masculine energy is stepping back and really being cognizant of what you're doing to move forward and course correcting along the way. And you need both. You want that massive emotional impact. You want that fire lit up inside, that you want to let that light shine from within. You also want to be held accountable because both are required for transformation. And you want to have both happen at the right time. So the more you can tune into your feminine energy, the more you can tune into that spirit. And I'm calling feminine energy spirit. I'm going to be generalizing a little bit. There's way more to it than this, but for today, that's what I'm calling it. That feminine energy, that spirit, the more you can really tune into that and embrace it and harness it and use that to fuel you forward. And also methodically, systematically, mindfully, with that drive and determination, keep moving forward in spite of obstacles, that's the kind of accountability you want. And when that kind of accountability starts to be really present in the mindset world, that is when magic does happen. That's when the magic is going to happen. And that's one of the things that I'm so passionate about sharing with people. And so one of the things that we do in this in my Unleash Your Opulence group is we actually run monthly events, or every 6 weeks or so we run an event. And we have another one coming up starting April 5th. It's called Unstoppable You. And we're really going to look at how to break through those mental barriers that might be keeping you stuck so you can move forward in your life with unstoppable confidence, with ease, with flow, and move forward the way you were meant to be. So I invite you to join me. We are going to be putting out information for how you can register. It's a free event. It's 5 days. It's a free event. We're going to put out information for how you can register later this afternoon, so stay tuned. And if you want us to just send you a link or help you get registered, drop a "I'm in" the chat, and my team or I will get back to you as soon as everything goes live. Because honestly, this is a truly magnificent experience. We've run this type of event several times. We've had incredible feedback, and it has been transformative. People have literally found parts of themselves that they have never found before. People have made decisions. People have purchased houses. People have gotten cars. People have had beautiful experiences with family that they had no hope for moving in. And you don't know what your trigger is. You don't know exactly where your direction is going to be. But if you know you're looking for something and there's just something inside that's holding you back, maybe you've been successful, you're really successful at your career or in your world in one way, but you're embarking on something new and you don't feel as good. Or maybe you're looking to make a career transition or increase your side business, which isn't going as well as you'd like. This is for you. So we are looking for motivated, driven, successful people to join us in this workshop. And we know that no matter how motivated, driven, and successful you are, there is something that you may not feel so spectacular about, especially when you're learning it in the beginning. So we want you to join us, and we want to show you how you can take all of your superpowers that you have, all of the gifts that you currently have, and translate them into anything that might be pulling you back and holding you back from really achieving and living and expressing your fullest potential. So drop an "I want more info, I'm in the chat, and we will get that to you. It's Unstoppable You starting April 5th. We are going to, registration opens up this afternoon. So we'll have more information about it all over all of my platforms. And we invite you. I want you to join me. I want you to be there. And I want to see your transformation. I want you to be my next success story. I want you to let me hold you accountable to your highest standards. I want you to let me see the light inside you, that potential inside you that you may not be fully expressing, because I know it's in there. And as soon as we let it start to shine, magical and wonderful things are going to happen to you and your life. So with that, we're going to wrap. Hope you have a beautiful day. Happy accountability. Join us in Unstoppable You, because that is going to be your accountability. That's going to be your success insurance policy. Join us. We have an entire team out there to help me and help you hold yourself accountable. So I hope to see you there, April 5th, Unstoppable You, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye for now.